Differences in cognitive styles has also interested second language acquisition researchers. So what we find in cognitive style research is that they look at the perceptual speed and flexibility, that is, the speed at which learners perceive differences in sound and how the things look, variations in proprioception, that is, how they are physically located in their surroundings, the processing styles that learners employ to understand second language input. However, more recently, the focus has shifted to personality styles or temperament style research and to look at its impact on second language acquisition. So we have this temperament theory, which explains different patterns of behavior of the second language learners, what motivates them, or what about the psychological stress they face, how does it inhibit or facilitate their learning. We have this format model, which looks at teaching and learning simultaneously in relation to each other, and how does it affect second language acquisition. And then we also have this 5-factor personality model. So how much or to what extent there exists what they call neuroticism, that is, how much of them feel a certain kind of insecurity. If the insecurity is high while learning the second language, it is going to inhibit their second language learning. How much a person has what we call extraversion, how much are they social, how much do they seek excitement, they are willing to take risks. This is going to facilitate second language learning. How open they are to different types of learning, how thinking differently about things. This is again going to help them in second language learning. How agreeable they are, how well they get along with other people, and then how conscientious are they. So how much would they like to invest themselves in the work? So workaholics or perfectionists might see that this is going to facilitate their second language learning. Recent models have also looked at multiple intelligences. You have Gardner over here looking at this concept that intelligence is not singular, but it has different modules. We have Kolb's Jung-based model in 1984. And in this model, he presents different learning styles inventory based on the theory of experiential learning. That is, how do you learn a language based on your experience while doing something? And the LSI, that is Learning Styles Inventory, is very much there. If you're interested to use it with your students in your research, it's an interesting model. And then more recently, we have Sternberg's mental self-government model, which he presented in 1994, and he also improvised on it. So what this model talks about is that when learners are learning a language, it has different functions, scope, and also forms. That is, there is a legislative function. We sort of plan how to learn a language. An executive structure, we actually execute actions. Judicial functions, that is, we evaluate how well or how badly we are doing in second language learning. Then how there is a scope. How externally oriented are you? How much are you social? Or how much are you internally oriented? That is, you're introvert and you don't like to meet people. This is also going to have some impact on language learning. And then we come to form, that is the third part of Sternberg's mental self-government model. Some learners we find are monarchic. Monarchic learners are learners who cannot possibly prioritize their goals. They work best if they have a single goal. Then there is hierarchic learners. They'll work best if there are different goals, but they can clearly prioritize their goals. Then some learners are oligarchic. That is, they do not really, they work well if they have different goals which do not require prioritization. And then we have learners who are simply anarchic. That is, the learners who are simply not interested in prioritizing their objectives at all. They do things as they come along and they work through them.